So bear with me. I'm out on my porch. I know it's not clean, but anyway, it's nice out. So I thought I would go ahead and spin. This is my, I've done all this so far. And I've got this left to do. This is what color I'm doing. This spool is almost full. But I got my other spools here to switch over to. Anyway, so I'm going to spin. Bear with me. Like I said, I had one lesson. That's it. And yesterday, I went with Peggy over to the church and was sitting outside. It was beautiful. And we were just spinning and talking. And she's like, wow, I can't believe how good you're doing. She goes, this is great. So I'm going to go ahead and finish out this spool. And then I'm going to try to switch, or I might just go ahead and switch spools. So hang on one second. Okay, so let me do this real quick. Take the brake off. Take off the brake. Go. A little turkey butt. There we go. And then take this off here. So I can take this off. Take the drive wheel band off here. And then I'll lift this up like this. Take this out. This is what I've spun. And it's a little, some of it's a little overspun. This is where I left off. It's a little drafty, but that's okay. Anyway, that's where I left off, and that's what I spun. Some of it yesterday, and then I spun some today. I'm going to go ahead and take this off and put on a different spin spool, and then we'll go from there. So, unless you, I don't know if you want to watch me take that off, I don't know, but you just take this piece off here. Of course, I'm on camera now, so yeah, I got oil on me. I'm on camera, so I'm going to screw everything up, right? That's how that works, right? So take that off there, see? And then you pull your spool off, and then your spool's done. But I'll let you look at it. This is Romney wool. It's dyed a really pretty blue. Really pretty. Okay, and then this is the, it's called something. It's got a name, Mother of something. I don't know. There's just, they have names for things. It's kind of silly, some of it. But anyway. So let me get this off here. Get another spool here. Put it on. Alrighty. So I just slid a new spool on. Then I take this, put it back on the end, like that, and it spins just great. Alrighty. Then I'm going to put this back in here, and I'm going to lock that back in place right there, and everything spins real good. Alright. So I'm going to go ahead and hook this back up, and then I will get back with you as soon as I get started on this. Hang on. Okay, well, you don't know this, but it took me a minute to get the drive band back on. This is the thing that you attach the wool to. I don't know the technical names of these things. So it is what it is. So I'm going to put it through these hooks over here, which I don't know if you can see them or not, but it doesn't matter. Because I'm going to start with it over here. If you put the closer, whichever hook you put in is where it's going to wind your wool first. So your yarn. So you'll start from here, and then you'll change hooks as you go, and you can just go back and forth until you get it. And I'm still learning, as you can tell by how wonky this is. I'm still learning how to move the pieces where it needs to go. So anyway, I'm going to put this in here and pull that through here, that, with my little hook thingy. So anyway, okay, then I'm going to take some roving Romney. This stuff smells amazing. Already got it pulled off the ball. So I'm going to split it in half. Because it's too much. I'm not going to draft all that. And I got to remember which end I pulled from. This is the end that came from the ball, so it needs to go on last. This is the end from the beginning of it. So I need to make sure I stay the beginning. My beginning's over here, and my end is over here. I need to keep that in mind because the way this was carded, it keeps the fibers going in the same direction. So you just do it that way. So pull it this way, around, and then I pre-draft. She told me that I should pre-draft this until I get used to this, because that way I don't have to draft as much as I'm spinning. But you're wanting to pull the fibers apart a little bit. And I know I sound like I don't know what I'm talking about, but I don't really. I'm picking up a few things and I'm remembering. This is just things that are in my head. Like, I don't remember all the details. I just know what I'm doing. It's sort of. You know, I'm at the point now where I just have to practice and practice and practice and practice and practice and practice. But I did find that merino wool grabs really hard and fast. And it's not forgiving. It does not want to let go. So you have to really work with it. Diva, shush. Go away. Pika's out in the yard. And he's going to come up here now because you're up here. And he's going to start his shenanigans with you. And then I'm going to have a problem. Because I've got my wheel out here. And everything. Here he comes. I've got my wheel and my wool and everything out here. Animals. Anyway. They're best friends. But they're in a weird relationship. Very weird relationship. She wants him near, but then she cusses at him and hisses at him and swats him and chases him, and it's just on and on and on. Okay, so I've pre-drafted this a little bit, and I want it to be real airy, see? Anyway, so I'm going to fold this over on my leg. So make sure I got my end. Where all I need is to make sure that I start with the end that came off the ball first. I don't want to start with the part that came from the ball last. So anyway, I'm going to set this in here like this, and I'm going to let you watch me start, and yay. So you want it to go clockwise. So, and I spin in my bare feet because then I can feel the wheel. I tried doing it in my shoes and I can't feel the wheel, so it feels really strange for me. Yeah, anyway, so let me do this real quick. Pull it in, pull it in, let it pull in. There we go. Now let's start doing this, and of course I'm going to screw up a little bit. I think I don't have this break on very well, so let me get it on here. I'm learning all that stuff too. There's a lot to learn with this, not just spinning wool. Oh, we'll try that first and see how that goes. I want it to draw onto the spool. There, I think that's going now. Anyway, so you draft, you pinch right here. Okay, so you're going to pinch right here, and then you're going to draft with this hand. And whenever you get it, when it starts to go, then you let off of it, and it'll spin it into the draft. And you let off the pinch, it'll twist the draft and make it the wool, or the yarn. Right now it's really thin because I start out terribly. It's not that I'm great, but I start out really bad. Like, my stuff will be real thick, thin, till I get a pattern, or a thing going. My brain's not going to let me say it, so anyway, here we go. You're going to listen to them to complain to each other, but anyway, so let me get going here. They're doing their I hate you, I love you thing right now. But I'm pinching, pull, pinch, pull, pinch, pull, pinch, pull. And you're always going to pinch pull. And then see, I just broke it off. That's okay. Just go over here and grab it back up. Pull it out. Put it across the thingy, the little hooks here. Make sure you get no fiber stuck to the hook, because then it will stay there and it won't let it go through. So I'm going to get my homemade one out. The same hook, it's a hook too, but I'm going to stick it through this here. And there's a name for this too, and I can't think of what it's called, but it is what it is. So y'all can figure it out, I guess. But anyway, so I'm going to draft this out a little bit more, because this didn't spin very well. It spun a little thick, so I'm going to let it go ahead and respin so it's thinner. And now I'm at the end. I'm going to draft this out. See where that spin? See where that spin tight? I don't see. It's right here. Well, you're just going to pull this apart like this and set it on top of it like that. I don't know if you can see what I'm doing, but anyway. And you spin, and then you just let it, you just draft it into itself, and it'll just catch right on and keep going. And there you go. And see, now it's ahead of me again, but that's okay. That's because I'm talking, and see how it's spinning this wool, and see how, if you see it, it was drafted out real nice and flat, but now it's spinning itself in. That's because I let go of this, and I let it go into it, and I shouldn't have. Okay, so draft it out. Oh, see how thin that went? Oh, I don't want it that thin. That's just way too thin. There we go. I gotta spin my wheel a little slower, so I'm not going so fast. I learned something from the lady, Peggy. She was telling me that because I was asking her, I was like, wow, your wool smells amazing. I said, what is it? She goes, well, she goes, well, I wash my wool. And I go, yeah, but it doesn't smell like Dawn. She says she uses Dawn dish soap. And I said, it doesn't smell. She goes, oh, no. She goes, when I store my balls of wool, after I card them, and they're like this one smells really good too. She goes, I store them with bars of soap in there, because then it throws off the scent of the moths, because moths will eat wool, and so it confuses them. They don't smell the wool, so they don't try to get in the box, the packages it's got, or the things that she stores her wool in. So the soap throws off the scent. And see, and then it doesn't make the yarn smell bad, because it's soap. And I'm going too thin, but that's okay. I'm still learning. Just feed it in there. There we go. But, yep. So this is I like this wheel. What an amazing gift this is from Sylvia. You guys know her on the channel as Yolanda the Crochet Addict. She hasn't been on in a while. She's been really busy since she started her business. She's just been swamped with her business. She'll get it evened out, you know, as the days go by and the months and stuff. She'll figure things out. I gotta stop something. I got something on my nose. Oh, don't go backwards. Oof. Well, I don't know if you can see it or not. Let me, hang on a sec. Let me turn this a little bit. I can't see it. But see here how this is? Now I could probably go ahead and move my wheel, my yarn that's on the little pegs. I can move it down one so that it'll go away from the edge, and then I'll bring up the slack There we go. Now this is not a traveling wheel. This is a standard stationary wheel. You're supposed to keep it at home. So, but Sylvia got this for me as a gift because she's a brat. But anyway, but now I need a traveling wheel so that I can go places and spin when I go places, like to my parents, or go to hang out with Peggy and spin and things like that. So now I'm going to have to start saving up money to buy me a traveling wheel, which my husband came out and told me. He was like, I looked into the traveling wheels, and they are a lot cheaper compared to this one here, because this is a this Ashford is normally, sorry, let me let that unspin a little bit. This Ashford, Pika! Oh shoot, you goofy. He got his claw stuck in the chair because he needs his toenails trimmed, and he won't let me do them, so I'm going to have to figure something out. But anyway, I think Sylvia's on vacation now, so she's not going to be able to do it. Normally, I have her do my dog's nails, but she's been real busy. I haven't bothered her much, and she's got her niece there, so visiting from Lithuania. So I haven't really wanted to bother her too much. But anyway, I'm all over the place because I'm trying to concentrate on this. And I lost my train of thought when the dog got hurt. So I don't know where I'm at now. Oh, the traveling wheel. My husband's like, all the traveling wheels have 2 pedals. I'm like, yeah, but they're way smaller. Like, it's a smaller wheel, and it's stacked in front of you. So you have to put 2 feet to do it, not 1. So now I've come to the end of this piece, and so I pick up my next one, and I just lay it over top of it like this, draft it out a little bit, and then I spin and let it pull it in. And yeah, it's gonna be a little fuzzy for a second, but and now here we go again. Draft it out. It's too much, and it can get grabby too, but it's not as grabby as the merino wool. Holy cow, you guys, that was insane. Anyway, I need to catch up with myself here. If you pre-draft it, and like I pre-drafted this, you can get away with a little bit more, I noticed, than if you're drafting it as you're really drafting it as you go. If you're drafting it as you go, you have to be a little bit quicker. I need to pay more attention to what I'm doing when I'm not having it drafted. But anyway, I didn't really want to get into my stuff that I bought from the Fiber Festival because I wanted to use that to actually make some decent yarn. But you know what? She was telling me that the fluffs and the tufts and stuff in your yarn is character, and a lot of people like that. But I will tell you something. She said last night, she goes, once you learn how to spin fluidly, where your yarn is all, pretty much the same size, she goes, trying to go backwards to try when people say, yeah, I want some yarn, but I want it to have fluffs in it, bumps and stuff in it. She goes, you almost can't do it. It's like you can't go backwards. Once you learn how to go forward and make your yarn the right length, the right width and thickness and things like that, and you get the ply. Man, I can't even think of how I want to say it. The word. My brain's not letting me say certain words right now, and that's okay. That's from, if you guys have watched me on my other channel, you know that back in 2008 I had a braid injury from a horse accident, and so my brain sometimes shuts down and won't let me speak words. Okay, so I'm going to move this hook again. I'm going to move it down here to the next hook down, so it'll do its thing. I'm going to spin this on here to straighten it back out. There we go. And I'm going to draft this out because it got a little bit too much. There we go. Because I didn't draft the back end of this. So now you're kind of seeing me draft as I go, which... But anyway, so my brain, I know what I want to say, but sometimes my brain won't let my mouth say it. And I can see what I want to say. And there's some people are probably hearing this and screaming it at the screen. Like, you're wanting this, you're wanting this. Consistency. Now I'm going to wrap this around here real quick. So it'll stay, so I can draft some more. Get some more yarn here. There we go. This one I have not pre-drafted. So I'm going to work with that one and I'm going to show you what I mean. Now, this is all, let me let that loose. Let me spread that out and draft it a little bit here. Draft it out. Draft it out. Draft it out. There we go. There we go. Lay that on there. Draft it out. Anyway, so as soon as I get the right, what is the word I'm wanting? I don't want tension. That's not what I want. Where it's uniform size of yarn, I guess. I don't know. It's not going to let me say it, guys. So whatever. I'll move on. I will sit here all day trying to figure out what my brain wants to say. Because unless somebody says the word, it won't unlock it for me to say it. Or later on today, it'll pop out of my head. But anyway... And I've talked so long about trying to figure out what I was trying to say, I lost my train of thought. Right now, my wheel's kind of moving away from me because I'm on a wooden slick surface and it's sliding away. And I can feel that in my back. Oh, what's going on? Ooh, what's going on? I can hear my string sliding on my wheel. Hear it? Okay, and it's not pulling it anymore. So what is going on here? Is it that? I don't know. So hang on a second. Wrap this around here. I probably maybe need to oil it. I'm not sure. Let me see. This oil here. Well, down in here. I don't think I need any oil over here. I don't think so. Not sure what is going on here. I'm not real sure. I'm not a problem solver with this wheel yet. That's another thing I want to. It's not. Do you hear it? It's slipping. It's not pulling. So that means that, oh, there's something else I can do. Hey, you're going to learn with me. How's that sound, guys? Oh, I see what's wrong. This moved. Somebody loosened that. That's awesome. Because this here slides this. And this tightens it up. Now let's find out if it'll work. It pulls this away from this and tightens up the yeah, brain, fart, can't talk. Okay. It puts tension on the drive band. And that helped a little bit, but now it's like super noisy. I don't know what it's doing. So now you're gonna listen to it squawk for some reason. Yeah, no, don't go backwards. Yikes. Come on. There we go. Nope. Why is it doing that? much about the wheel. Now it's still doing it. I don't know what's going on. So I'm going to probably cut this one short. I'm going to go ahead and finish off this piece. And I've got it to here. And it's still drafted at the end. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put my oil away here. So it'll catch to this piece when I get to spinning again. But this is my spinning wheel. It is a it's an Ashford, and it's a, I can't look it up, but it's what, I can't, Elizabeth, Ashford Elizabeth. Anyway, it's a very nice, amazing wheel, very well balanced, very nice, very nice, very nice. And I don't know if I can move it a little bit so you can see, but there's the wheel. And it doesn't come with anything on it like this wheel has. Let me take this off here. This wheel has stuff on it, if you can see. It's got little Angora bunnies, llama. There's a llama on here somewhere. Oh, there's a llama down here on this right here. Whoops, sorry, right here. There's a llama on there. Oh no. Sorry guys. Anyway. Thanks, Timmy. But anyway, this has little Angora bunnies. And then there's some wording on here. The lady that had this wheel before me, she loved Gone with the Wind. So she had, she wood burned a saying from the movie on here. I'm not pedaling it, it's going by itself. It's pretty well balanced, a very well balanced wheel. But anyway, that's what I've been doing. So technically this was my third time spinning on this wheel. But this is my third bobbin that I've filled. Well, hang on one second. Oh, okay. So, this was my training, the first day that this is my spool that I filled the first day, my first day of spinning. And this is the yarn that I made. This is, I mean, I started getting better, but you can see, now I need a nitty knotty. She goes, if you had a nitty knotty, and I don't have a nitty knotty, so I have to figure that out. Then I came home and I said, I'm going to try merino wool, because I tried merino wool while we were practicing, and it was not. This is the merino wool. Look at that hot mess, guys. Look at this. I mean, because it's not nice. It grabs, you know. So, I mean, look at that. Isn't that awful? That's so awful. And look at it. Yuck, guys. Yuck, 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 yuck. It just, look. Looks like, but anyway, these puffs and stuff, she says wants you to learn how to spin and keep it uniform thickness. There we go. You have a hard time going back to that stuff, especially if somebody asks you. But here is day 1 of Romney wool. This is day 2 of Romney wool. This is a little bit more uniform. There is some thinner spots, but the thicker spots aren't like giant thick spots, like big chunks. This is the wool I want to spin next. It's mixed wool with mohair. The same person that did this. And I'll leave the link, but I'll give his deets below. His name is Jamie. He has a mill in Garrett, Indiana. And I'll give all his deets in the things below. But this one here, look at that. I can't wait to spin this. I'm looking forward to this one. And it's got vegetation still in it. I might pull that piece out. But I'm going to leave the vegetation in there when I spin it. I think it'll look neat. And I'm interested in this. This one here I'm looking for, because look at them colors. It's going to be so pretty. It's going to be very pretty. Wait, there you go. And it is scarfable, but it's kind of it's not rough, but it's rough. Does that make sense? It's kind of it's rough, but not scratchy. Does that make sense? Like it's soft. If you do this, it's so soft. But when you go like this, it's rough, but it's not scratchy. Like you can go like this and it's not scratchy. So I guess it's scarfable, as Crystal from Bag a Day would say, it's scarfable. But I don't know. I mean, like, I don't know what it's going to do when I spin it up. But I totally want to make something out of this too. I think I'm going to, with these, I'm going to find some kind of a nice shawl or something to make out of these. Because I'm definitely crocheting this up into something. This is going to stay as a ball. I'm going to ball this up. I need a nitty knotty. I don't have one. And then I want to get an Amish Swift. I want to get one of those. And I want a nitty knotty. And I already have a ball winder. So I want to roll this up into a ball. And, you know, because this is my first spool. First one ever. And this is from Peggy's sheep. She has her own sheep. She literally raises sheep and she has them sheared, and then she processes her own wool. She cards it. She does everything. She dyes it, everything. She does it into this, and then but in her, this isn't colored or anything. This is the color of her sheep. This is natural. And then she then cards it and gets it into the roving, and then she spins it herself. She does all that stuff, all of it, from animal to product, the whole thing. So, I have a whole new respect. Like I've seen a lot of people talk about how they don't use wool because, you know, animal cruelty and things like that. And it's like, well, if you're buying wool from a person like the woman that's teaching me to spin or whatever, or like Jamie from Garrett that has his own mill and stuff, he has his own sheep too. So when you buy, he's, you know, it's not a mass productive thing. These people love their animals very, very much. And so when they shear their sheep, because they have to or they'll die, when they shear their sheep, they're very sweet with their sheep. They're not abusive in any way, shape, or form. So it's a very humane, ethical fiber. And it's amazing. But anyway, I'm just saying. And I know there's people out there that are like against animal cruelty and stuff, but they have to be sheared to live. They will die if they don't get sheared. So, yeah. So ethically, they're taken care of, and this is ethically resourced wool. These are ethically resourced. No, I would never, you know. I mean, you get them from the stores, I don't know. But when it says hand spun, that doesn't mean that that was ethically resourced. But I mean, if you get it from a private party, greater chances you get ethically resourced fibers. Anyway, that's my story. So I'm going to try to figure out what's going on with my wheel here. It might be because this is a different spool or spindle, or a spool, I mean, and it might be the brake might be too much or something. Something's wrong. So it's not spinning properly. They need to spin very freely. The brake is just the brake. But anyway, I'll figure it out, and I'll finish off this ball. I have this much left. It'll probably fill a couple more spools. I have a couple more spools here on my Lazy Kate, or whatever you call this. I can use those. And this is what you also use if you're going to ply. So if you're going to do a 3-ply or a 2-ply, you put them on here side by side, and then you you spin the original wool clockwise. When you ply them together, you spin them counterclockwise. So they have a reverse spin. So when you wash them, they don't spin up. Because if I take this wool, the way I spun it now, and I crochet a shawl or anything out of it, I'm going to have to block it. Because Peggy said that you need to block it. Because when it dries, it's going to go spinning into its spin. So it'll spin clockwise, and it'll spin up. It won't lay flat. So you have to block it. But if you ply it, then you don't have to block it, because the spins go apart from each other. Like you got a clockwise and a counterclockwise, so they balance out. But anyway, blah, blah, blah. Like I said, I know things, but I don't know what I'm saying. I know what I'm saying, but I'm not saying them right. I just know it. Because I don't know all the names. Like, something else, like, there's a mother of all somethings that this is. And like, this little thing here is called something. It's a hook. But the hole that it goes in, I don't remember what it's called. Yeah, I don't remember any of that stuff. So, but I know what it does. And that's all that matters. I'm not a teacher, guys. I'm not a teacher. And I can't learn on videos how to spin. It literally took me sitting down with a human being, hands-on, to do this. Because for a while, trying to pedal and do this at the same time, I couldn't get it to work. So she pedaled while I did this. And then she goes, okay, now you try pedaling. Because I could pedal fine. And I was doing that great. I was keeping everything going. There was no hesitation, no stop, no jerking in the wheel. But then whenever I started doing the wool part, this started jerking. I wasn't staying focused. And when I focused on this, then my yarn looked like garbage. It was just awful. So then she pedaled while I fed. And then we switched over, and I just caught on with it. And as long as I'm not thinking about it, it goes great. If I stop and think about what I'm doing, something screws up. Either I get my spin gets too far into my hand and I don't draft it enough, or I get big chunks or super thin or whatever, and I mess it all up. So I just close out what I'm doing, just feel it and go, and try to look around while I'm doing it, so that I'm not just focused on what I'm doing. Sorry I look like a hot mess, but I ain't got around today. Today I have allergy shots to do, and yeah. And last night, I'll do it. It's a whole nother video. We got a neighbor that's just bringing in garbage, just junk vehicles. It started out with just 2 campers. Now it's 2 campers. And then they brought in a truck, and then they brought in a car, and then they turned around and brought in another truck and a car. So it was 2 campers, 2 trucks, and 2 cars. And then the next day I went to church, and I come back, and there was a horse trailer. And then later on that day, that night, after the office hours for the mayor and everything closed, he brings this truck, this red truck that doesn't have any wheels at all in the back, no axles or anything. Just the front half has wheels and axles. And it's laying in the yard over there. And then later on that night, he brings another truck. On my way, when I got back from spinning with Peggy, I pull up and he's pulling another pickup truck in there. And then last night, before I went to bed, he brought another truck in. And then way late last night, like 2 in the morning, 1 o'clock in the morning, Jackass brought another pile of shit in. Sorry for my French, guys, but really, it's getting ridiculous. So that's a whole nother nightmare, you guys. Oh, I want to show you something real quick, too. So you know I'm working on the blanket. Got my pattern right here, because I was going to work on that out here, too. But I decided to go ahead and work on, I got the yarns, you know, from the Hobby Lobby to go with the blanket. So I decided to do one of the blocks out of the flat color so I can see how that's going to look. So let me show that to you real quick. Okay. So I'm using, I love this yarn from Hobby Lobby in the color of grape. And this stuff is soft. So this is the red heart that I was using of the grape berry or whatever. This is the blocks and there I'm going to block these blocks. I'm going to block the block. I don't like doing that, but I'm going to. It's going to take forever. But this is what they look like with this yarn. And this is what it looks like with the I Love This Yarn blocks. Look at that. Now you get it. You can really see the laciness and the prettiness of this pattern. And this is what they're going to look like together. Is that going to look good together? I mean, honestly, I hope this is what they'll look like together. And then I'm going to be putting them together with the blue. And I'm going to get a lacy. And somebody told me to go to Krista Secret Yarnery, that she has a really lacy connection, way to connect. But I think these are going to look really good together. I mean, because I'm going to disperse them out, so this looks more like a little jewel here and a little jewel there. But I think it's going to be nice. And this yarn curls up more than this does. But I think it's going to look good. I'm excited. And this is so soft. Oh my gosh. This is going to be the squishiest hug blanket ever. And that's exactly what I'm doing. I'm in the middle of this one. If I'm crocheting outside, I can get a lot of these done. If I go sit in the house and crochet, I get like 7 rows in. I'm out cold. 7 rows of 1 square. I'm out cold sleeping. Unreal. And it's a 9-row block, guys. I mean, come on. How do you get 7 rows in and be like, I'm out, call it a day? I don't know. But anyway, I did notice that now I can go live. So, I don't know. I'll figure out a live thing at some other time. I don't know. But I am now way too long. Ridiculous. But I hope you liked watching my video on my spinning. I'll try doing some spinning. And next time, I don't know if I'll talk during my spinning. I don't know. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. Because I think if I'm going to go live, I'm going to have to do it in the house so I can have my screen up so I can see what people are saying to me on my computer. So I can watch my computer and film at the same time. I don't know. But today it is 11:25 here. So I'm going to have to get around anyway and get ready to go get my shot. And then we might be going to look at some fireworks today. I don't know yet. Not fireworks for 4th of July, but like bottle rockets and those snap things you throw on the ground. And it bang really loud, the adult snappers. You know them little white popper things that kids play with? Looks like little poof balls. Well, I got adult ones. Hang on a second. I'm just in and out, in and out. I put them in this thing because the dog tries to take the box. But anyway, they come, you know, the poppers that come in the sawdust shit. Okay. And they're white little twisty things, and they make little snappies. Okay, they're cute. But little rocks go flying everywhere. It's great. These are the adult ones. And I'll throw one of these here in a second, and you can hear it. Watch your ears. But they're this big. And they look like tiny little pieces of dynamite. Yeah. And they're loud. Watch your ears. Ready? 3, 2. My dog's going to freak out. 1. He's fine. He's kind of used to them now. I'm getting yelled at by a bird now. But anyway, that's what they sound like. And it's kind of like a gunshot. And they're very good to take with you on walks whenever you're walking around and some crazy animals come up to you like other people's dogs. And they're great for scaring off unwanted kitties and skunkers and raccoons that you don't want messing with your stuff. Right, Pika? Right, buddy? You want to say hi? Come here. Come here, say hi. Come here and say hi. Here we go. Oh, 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 oh. Here we go. There he is. There him is. Yes. Oh, my buddy. I know. He's got a serious fascination with licking my eyeballs, so don't you? He'll be a year old in August. Oh, and look what I found. This is what it looks like after it's exploded. Oh, except for the wool on it. You see, it's just a piece of paper tube with some powder. That's it. Yep, that's all she wrote. There's more in there. Anyway, barely. Just a piece of you. He don't like to be on the video. Everybody already knows this though. So anyway, I'm going to get off here because I am now 46 minutes into this short video of me spinning on my spinning wheel. I think I'd be better on the lives. I don't know. But anyway, you guys take care. God bless. And have a good day. And who knows? Maybe I'll see you again soon. Love you guys. Bye.